Pig Bride is actually a Korean comic, a Korean romance comic that started its original run here in the States on Yen Plus, on the magazine Yen Plus. Now, all 5 volumes are published with Yen Press and can be bought in local bookstores or online. Now, Pig Bride takes place in Korea, and it stars it starred an 8-year-old boy called Sejun, who actually got lost in the woods during summer camp. A mysterious woman finds him and picks him up and tells him she will feed him if he agrees to marry her daughter. Now, Sejun, being hungry, reluctantly agrees. 8 years later, however, Sejun wakes up to this dream, only to find out that his mysterious wife has come back to consummate their marriage. The weird part is, for some reason, that girl's always wearing a pig mask. A pig mask. Well, I guess they had to fit the whole pig thing into the comic. Anyway, this is actually based off of a Korean folktale that I really don't know anything about, since Korean is not my strong point. But either way, this comic overall, it's pretty okay, I have to say. Usually when I do these reviews, I kind of go like point by point, like story, art, characters. But but they're so polarizing that I think I'll just go by pros and cons. What's good and what's not very good. Now, here's the good stuff. Here's the pros. The comic is romantic comedy, and the comedy is actually pretty good. I laughed out loud a couple times. But that's not to say it's funny for everyone. The humor in this manhwa is it's manga humor. It's humor that you would find in mangas and various comics. It's not the Western style humor you're probably used to. However, I think there are very funny points that even Westerners will get. Like, for example, when the female lead, Mu Yun, her name's Korean, so I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing it right. Mu Yun. When Mu Yun discovers the internet and actually goes browsing for a while, she tries to talk in slang, and that, to me, is hilarious. Well, it ended up hilarious. But like I said, it's manga humor. So if you read lots of manga and see lots of anime, you'll probably get the humor and you probably will laugh. If you don't, the jokes will probably just, well, I won't say they go over your head. It's more like it's off to a side. You have to read lots of manga in order to get the humor. Another good thing about this series is that the art is actually very good. It's very nice, and it's drawn well to the point where even the characters are distinguishable from each other. And they're not just the same carbon copies with different haircuts. They actually do look rather different. The only problem with that is just some people might not like the art because they might say it's too flowery or too beautiful. I mean, it does go over the top sometimes with its floweriness. It's like when you make a dress and you put too much lace on it. But it is a romance comic, so I guess it's supposed to do that. But either way, I think it's very beautiful and very good art. It never distracted from the story. Also, I have to admit the concept of this comic is pretty funny. I mean, come on, Pig Bride. It's the dude's getting married to a girl with a pig mask. I mean, what, does she look like a pig underneath it? What's the deal? But that's pretty good. Another, but the best thing in this comic, by far my favorite, is 2 characters. One, Geo and Mu Hua. Now, here's the thing about these two characters. They're not the lead couple. I'll get to the lead couple in a bit, but these 2 characters are the sidekicks. Geo is the main character's best friend, while Mu Hua is the main female lead's sister. However, these characters are far more interesting than the lead couple. I mean, Gio is seems like the only sane man in this comic. He's the only guy with a brain who thinks, and he figures out all the plot holes, and he always comes up with the plans. And he gets all the right reactions too. Muhua, however, is completely different. She almost never speaks, except for a few single word sentences or like just so she's a woman of few words, but she is pretty badass. What with the sword and with killing animals for food. But that's not to say she is very cute at times too. Now here are the cons, the things that really bring down this comic, and the biggest fault of this comic is actually the lead couple. This is a romance comic where the lead couple's romance doesn't work. And you're probably thinking, why? Well, the biggest reason why is because the main male lead, the main character, is a total douchebag. Seriously, this guy's a fucking asshole. He's selfish. He only thinks of himself, his reputation, and what he wants. Never have I ever genuinely felt that he actually cared about someone else other than himself and maybe his best friend and maybe his crush. But the only reason he likes his crush is because she's pretty. And we've been told several times from the series itself that he chooses his friends based on how they look. Ah, what a douchebag. Seriously, this guy is a fucking asshole. I hate him. And you're probably thinking, how does a romance work? Well, it doesn't, because he is so much of an asshole that the writer has to actually force him to be nice, to be good. And when he does, he right after the nice part's over, he's like, even the main character himself, he's like, why the fuck did I just say that? What the hell's wrong with me? It's so forced and so contrived that I just can't believe this. I can't believe this is our protagonist. Like, this is the dude we're stuck with. Even he can't believe it. He's like, why am I being this nice? I'm never this nice. And it's like, what the fuck? Also, the main female lead, she's not very good either. I mean, once she takes off the pig mask and reveals her true face, she is incredibly cute. One of the cutest characters I've ever seen. But she's so passive and naive that it's kind of despicable. Really, she's so flowers and sunshine and rainbows that I really can't stand it. And that's coming from a guy who watches My Little Pony: Friendship is Magic, and I can't stand this chick for being all sunshines and butterflies. Ugh. Like I said, and that's the comic's biggest fault, and it is a huge fault because it is in fact a romance comic about these two characters, and that doesn't work. When the main characters and the main concept for a comic do not work, that sucks balls. That completely brings down this comic. But I will admit, it does still have its funny times, and Gio and Muhua are damn well interesting. And so is their relationship. Seriously, I want to see them. I want to see, are these two gonna hook up? Because they're obviously attracted to each other, and their relationship is actually kind of sweet and subtle. It's one of my favorite type of fictional relationships. The sweet and subtle kind, not the kind that just shoves it into your face. And honestly, I think I would just recommend this comic just for those two, just for Gio and Muha. But I can't do that on good faith since it is about Jun and Mayon, and they both suck. Well, at least the art is nice. It's something to look at. Overall, this comic's okay. It's mostly the comedy and the other characters that save it.